I guess moving on. We were gonna talk about so Chelsea. Yes, we're gonna talk about Chelsea. Really. So as a obviously, last time we spoke, the last time we were all here, you were pretty excited with the new additions that you had to the team, and you were willing to give Graham Potter some time, and it looks like that time is slowly beginning to pay off.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Obviously, a very disappointing draw to Everton, last minute draw, but
Yeah.
everyone knows. It's funny how these guys always find the perfect moment to score their first Premier League goals.
It's always got
It's
stuff.
always
I,
at the
I
worst of
feel it.
times. It's at the worst
Oh.
of times.
You know what? To answer your question, Josh, I hate to do this, but I'll pose a question back just to see how you guys feel. Okay. This whole three at the back thing, are you guys for it or against it? Take Kels, you can start.
I don't like a three at the back formation. I know that it's super popular in England nowadays, but I don't like it. I think it just ends up being like five at the back and just super narrow and congested.
Yeah.
I think you have to have the right players. Like, so I think the best three in the back formation I'd seen was like the Conte's Chelsea. When you had like Moses and Alonso, because like that really was three at the back, and then those were flying wing backs, and they just worked their socks off. But I find like when Potter does it, like it's just five at the back. It's just I don't know. It's like Chilwell is a left back. He's not a left wing. Whatever they're trying to.
Left wing
What's
back,
it?
yeah.
Cucurella, these people, like I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts?
Josh.
No, I do. Yeah, I do. I do echo what you were saying too, and it's like I've noticed that in the game, the wing backs now they're like inverted, where like Zinchenko seems to be playing a lot in the middle, like they drift a lot to the middle. Same with when Liverpool beat us 7-0, Dalot, the same thing, get tucked in. Yeah, Anthony Gordon. Who's he playing for now? What's his new team?
Newcastle.
Newcastle, yeah, it was Newcastle City, and I kept like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you in the middle? Like, Phil Foden is just free on the wing, like, and it was just literally Phil Foden gets the ball, gone, and it's like I don't know what's going on with all these inverted wingers and inverted wing backs, and I don't know. I think it's just a new system in the game. I think it might have to do with the playing out from the back. I think that's what it might have to do with.
Yeah,
but.
I agree with both of what you guys are saying. Like with this, me like selfishly, with Chelsea, we bought a lot of defenders, but we also bought a lot of really good attacking players. And I really just want to see these players like flourish. So when you play a three at the back, you're removing the attacking player for an extra center back, right? Which is really trouble, which I really don't like, especially now that Thiago Silva is injured. Now we're playing three center backs that I don't really love any one of them. I can really do without any of them. So seeing them all on the pitch together really bothers me. But in the same mindset, our results have completely changed due to the three at the back system. You know what I mean? We drew one game now. We came back and beat Dortmund at the Bridge 2-0, right? We have wins in the Premier League as well too. So I'm having to juggle these like two opposite opinions at the same time because I want us to be very successful and win a bunch of games as we have been. But at the same time, I want to see a certain style of like a football, If I wanted to see three at the back, I want to see defensive stuff, or even now against when we played against Everton, we're up 2-1, and then he takes out Felix, brings in another holding midfielder, right, to try to like slow the game down, kind of control it. I don't like that. I want to attack. We have these amazing attacking players. I want to see Mudryk on the field. I want to see Madueke. I want to see Felix. I want to see, Pulisic, even though he's a shell of himself. Like, I want to see these players like attack,
Yeah.
So this three at the back thing it's troubling, but we're winning games, so I have to kind of let it go. But I don't want to see it continue kind of moving forward, So with that all in mind, I don't know how confident I am in Graham if he's going to keep this same system moving forward, and each we're getting linked to more and more attacking players. So I'm like, how the hell are you going to play all of these attacking players with a three at the back? It's impossible,
Yeah.
Do you feel like maybe he was just trying to do a damage control where you just like try to stop the bleeding? Because, like you said, ever since he's changed to that formation, because you guys were just losing games, right? So I think what he's
Okay,
trying to do
easy.
is
All right,
ensure
easy.
that he's shoring up the back. No, I'm just saying,
No,
you
just
guys
watch him
couldn't finish at the front.
Let's lose a
Because
game.
that's the thing, you guys couldn't finish, right? So
Oh,
it's like anything. When you can't finish at the front, then you
yeah.
put your defenders under pressure, right? Because every chance that you miss, now there's a turnover, and
Mhm.
now your defenders are under pressure. So I think from what you've explained, ever since his change to three at the back, I think he's just trying to shore up the defense, right? Bring that extra player in to make
Yes.
sure. And then once you have that stability at the back, right? And then maybe now we can start seeing the part of football that we're used to seeing at Brighton, right?
Yeah.
But I think he probably tried straight away to go with his what he's used to. You know, a lot of attacking players. Hey guys, just go out there and play. But realizing that you guys are leaking a lot of goals at the back. So I think he's probably realized, you know what, I can play my system right now,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna make sure it's kind of like Ten Hag. Ten Hag did that when he first came in. He was like, after the first two games that we got destroyed, he's like, okay, I'm not gonna play my free flowing football yet. He made sure that he's solid, like the back was solid, and then once the defense is solid, it now you have that building block, right, to the rest of the team. But I think initially, I think he was just trying to go with what he had and try to just stick with the attacking players. But it could be working. You never know.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I hear that. I'm a little bit concerned given like his age and his experience managing. Like, how confident will he be to next season switch back to a 4-2-3-1, knowing how poor the results were before? Like you know what I mean? Like does he have that kind of strength of character to go back to an older formation, given this poor results, and leave a promising formation that was working for him on his personnel? That's what's like a little bit struggling for me. Like if it was an older, more experienced manager, maybe not even Ten Hag. I don't really rate him like that, but Pep,
Yeah, like a Ancelotti,
Ancelotti, yeah,
Mourinho,
yeah. If it was
Conte.
someone like
These
Ancelotti,
guys
I
are
know
working.
that like he like indifferent of however the board is feeling or however the players are feeling, he's gonna play like what the hell he wants to play. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
With Potter moving to this with the back system, I can imagine a bunch of American owners coming downstairs and being like, "Hey, what's going on? Why are you playing four? We're on a 5-game winning streak. What the hell's going on? Go back to what you did before." That's what it's like. Is a little bit unnerving.
Yeah, Kels, do you see some similarities? Because well, Arsenal being that team that Arteta first came in, everybody wanted him out, get out. We don't, you're not good enough. And seeing how far he's come with the team, do you kind of see any similarities that to kind of give Eze some hope?
Yeah, no, I think
Or too soon.
I think it's a lot. Like I think he needs like a preseason. He seems like he doesn't know his
Team.
his best 11. Um, they still need to figure out what striker, like what kind of team they're gonna play, because it just feels like right now they're just a team of good players, not necessarily like a system per se. Feels like everybody is figuring themselves out. I think he needs a preseason, and then they need to bring in a striker of some sort, and then start figuring out how like what positions people are actually best suited in to play in there. So like I think the good thing about Chelsea is like they're not afraid to invest. They're like basically like the Madrid of England. They're just like we are going to get quality players no matter what. And I think it's just a matter of time. They will, whether he stays or leaves, the players will come good. Like there's just too much quality in there. And then the whole. I think Chelsea's biggest problem this year is the right back and left back. The Chilwell and the James injuries. I feel like if he had them at his disposal, they would be in the top four, because to me those are Chelsea's two best players. And then they can then allow your wingers to be more effective, because essentially because you guys don't have that, it's just like he's just playing three center backs and just at some point Sterling was like playing wing back. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah,
This is
I
not.
saw that.
That was a bad day. That was a bad day.
I was like, but I think there's hope. I think there's hope for them. I think they've turned the corner, and yeah, I think they're they're much better than what than what they put forward. But I think they're at least getting better and better. I feel like Chelsea's problem is different from Liverpool. Liverpool, I feel like, is just going the opposite direction. Like they've just run that team into the ground, and they haven't been able to replace them with more quality players, so to speak. So yeah, I
that
think
makes
next
sense.
season is going to be a good one for Chelsea.
Well said.
Unfortunately.
First of all, quick thing with Chelsea, we're winning the Champions League. Just so everybody's clear, knows.
Wow, I guess we're gonna be doing another segment. That'll be the Real Madrid Chelsea segment.
I bet it was, but let's just get it out of the way so everybody knows. All right. The Liverpool thing, I have an interesting take on that. I think, based on Pep's coaching style, I think that's just gonna happen to every single player he's in contact with. I think the way he presses, the way they coaches, like the practice and everything else, he just grinds these players to dust until they have literally nothing left. I think that's what's happening. I think it's like a 5-year cycle of Pep. You know what I mean? So, what do you guys think about that?
No, you're right. Sorry. I think
Klopp, sorry.
Yeah, Klopp. No, you're definitely right, and I think he's in the transitional phase too, right? Because they have the young players that are up and coming. They've had some injury issues too this season as well, and obviously losing Mane was definitely a huge part to that front three. Firmino hasn't played as much this season as well, so it's basically Salah up top, Darwin Núñez trying to still figure out the league. I still feel Darwin Núñez will come good. I think he's got. Yes, he's not scoring. Even look at his stats, right? If you guys, we're talking about stats, his goals actually not bad. Like his goal tally is actually not bad. But there's the type of goals that he scores. I remember the first goal he scored when he first one of his first few games. It's the types of goals he's technical. He has that technique, and when I see the touch on the ball, his finishing. To me, if you have good finishing, good touch on the ball, good movements, it's only a matter of time for me before you actually come good, right? I think he's learning that new system. Gakpo seems to be gaining some confidence as well. So I think it's that these players are trying to get up to speed of a club system, right? So there's a heavy reliance on Salah at the moment. Defensively, like I always say, your defense is only as strong as the rest of your team. When your team is not doing well, your team is not converting, your defenders get exposed, right? Because you're seeing more of your defenders than your forwards. So a lot of times I think defenders get unfair treatment because if the team is not defending as a whole, there's only so much your center backs can do, right? To stop those pressures. So I think that's what Liverpool is going through right now. So it's going to be up to what's the Liverpool guy's name? It's up to them. The Kroenke, is it Kroenke's or it's up to them to decide? The Kroenke family. It's up to them to decide if they're going to sell.
Kroenke is Arsenal.
Sorry, Kroenke is Arsenal.
It's
Let me see.
I forget what they're called. But anyways, the Liverpool owners, because I know there was rumors of them potentially selling the club. So they're gonna have to in the summer decide if they're gonna keep Klopp long term, and if they do, then they better start spending some cash, right? But if they decide they're not gonna keep him, then I don't know where they're gonna be headed.
Yeah, I know. It's difficult. I'm looking at it now. John Henry and Tom Werner, Fenway Sports Group.
Right.
Yeah, they have an interesting thing to kind of go over. But yeah.
I don't know if Kelsey wanted to add to that. I kind of talked a bit there.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. Klopp is like as I had called it, and Klopp, it's like I think he's really good. So something that Pep does really well that Klopp doesn't necessarily do as well is Klopp is really good at building the first team. What he hasn't done is actually build more than one team over a period of time. Like Pep, lets go players, brings in players. You can see he's like constantly refreshing, changing the way they play, bringing in new ideas, blah blah blah. Klopp's is just like it's just that what do they like the rock and roll soccer? It's the same thing that happened at Dortmund. It's like last year at Dortmund they were like damn near relegated. just after winning the league and then going to the Champions League final and so on and so forth. But it was like when it came to the second like just retaining the talent and keeping it fresh and then bringing in newer talent is his issue. Like I don't know why the midfield from time, like it's been like 3-4 years, have been like this midfield needs to be like, how are you not seeing that your midfielders and then they're gonna reach a point now where they're gonna have like 7 or 8 players or something all past their peak. Like Van Dijk's knees are not what they used to be. Trent can't defend. Like it's just like now he's gonna have to replace like 5 players at once, which is gonna be very difficult. So yeah, I think it's just a cycle, and I honestly don't see this Liverpool team. I don't see Klopp being as successful as he was in the past like 5 years with Liverpool. I think he's probably gonna try again next year, and then it's gonna just be more of the same, maybe a little bit better, and then maybe one more year. But I think he has to go somewhere else to go restart his cycle again in his next 7 years or whatever it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's a great point you made too about the whole recycling. It's like that. It kind of reminded me of like just the silly analogy. It's like a rock star, right? That it's like U2. They've been around since like what, the 80s, and they just have this consistent catalog of music. And then you have these like rock stars that they had 1 or 2 albums, but the entire album was fire. But all they had was just those 2 albums, and they're long gone. So I think Pep, and that's another thing too with Liverpool. I think he keeps those players way too long, and you, like you said, runs them to the ground, and then you have to replace those players, but you're getting nothing back. You're getting no return from the players that you're that's leaving the door, right? That's one good thing I think Chelsea is really good at, and obviously City as well. Is like, even look at Chelsea, like you guys just had to sell Carragher, and you would have been you would have what's it called you would have balanced your sheet, your balance sheet, right? So that's crazy. Like you guys spent a lot, but a lot of your players still have a lot of value, and I think this summer you guys are going to be doing a lot more of unfloating, offloading, and bringing in. So yeah, you're right. I think, like you said, Klopp is probably at some point, and the Premier League is getting too competitive. Like, I think there was this 5-year period where City and Liverpool were like pretty much the only functional team. Chelsea is always going to be in the conversation, right? And then, Arsenal, United, Tottenham is Tottenham, and everybody else was just kind of a shadow of their former selves, right? And I think now we're seeing that reemergence of all these teams. So I think Liverpool is in serious trouble moving forward if they don't invest.
For sure. And even looking at the transfer market or who's available now, I saw something about Bellingham, possibly not looking at Liverpool as a destination anymore. It's hard to believe these rumors sometimes because who the hell knows who's up or whatever. But given how they've played this season, how many top players are interested in staking their value on Liverpool moving forward? I mean, if you're Victor Osimhen, right? If you're him, the top target at striker, and he looks at Liverpool, Madrid, Barcelona, I don't know, and Bayern. Liverpool's at the bottom of that list right now. You know what I mean? Like, even given all the prestige and everything else, like how they're playing right now with very mostly the team being sold, I don't think a lot of top talents would have them high up on their list.
Yeah. It's the whole thing with the whole like, Jude Bellingham. I was like, why would he even want to go there? Like,
that's what I was saying. I think they retired his jersey, and then he got offers from United when Ollie was there. Actually, he wanted him there, but he chose to go to Dortmund instead, and then now he's coming back to the Premier League. Maybe he should go to Real Madrid. Real Madrid is what makes the most sense to everybody.
Yeah.
You have the most amount of
his role needs replacing. I mean, the role that he plays, right?
You just put him in right there. Job done.
Yeah.
Because I think Cruz is done after the season, you would think. So
yeah, I mean, Cruz and Modric, just like they can only play for so long. Modric is 37. Like, damn. Like,
Yeah, like Modric can still, if he's still like Modric is someone that you can probably still, renew his contract as he goes. But I think Cruz is yeah, I think Cruz
Cruz
is
just
kind of
looks tired. Cruz just looks like he's like, yeah, I can just imagine Cruz one day just be like, you know what, I've won everything I need to win. Like, I'm even surprised it's still. He gave me vibes of like Zidane types. Where it was just like, I'm just gonna call it quits at 33, and then that's it. Like, off to the sunset. Like that type of player. I feel like.
Then you
yeah.
have Camavinga, Tchouaméni, and Bellingham.
And Bellingham. Yeah.
That's wild.
Crazy.
That is wild.
Let's just making the bed for Mbappe to come claim his throne. It's just like
you think so?
Like everybody's linked to Real Madrid. It's just a matter of if Real Madrid wants them. That's what it is. Everybody's a Real Madrid player. It just depends on if they want you.